misconception of your tradition, and what would you like us to know about that commonly misheld conception? And we'll go from there.
I would never presume to answer first, being that this is St. Michael.
I thought that was your answer.
That's my answer.
Commonly held misconception. I would say commonly held misconception might be that the Jewish community is in some way monolithic in either its political or spiritual attitudes. And as any Jew will tell you, the joke that we Jews like to tell about ourselves is 2 Jews, 3 opinions. Which is not only a joke, but sort of an ethos. That Judaism is built on a spirit of argument and multiplication of ideas. So I would say any impression of the Jewish community that veers towards the monolithic is probably missing something central about who we are and how we rule.
Thank you.
Well, I don't think anyone has any misconceptions about Media does a great job of representing us. Where do I start? Did I just list them? Like sort of bullet points? There is less than, we make up less than 1% of the population here in the United States, and we have not secretly launched a takeover of the country. We're not trying to replace the Constitution with Sharia law. We don't want to kill everybody. We're just as curious as to where ISIS came from as everybody else is. We don't oppress women in our tradition, or our tradition is not one that... I'll use that one.
Okay.
That's the one. That's the one I'll focus on just for a moment. And I think it plays into a larger narrative that Islam is a cause of destruction and regression. And I'd like people to just take a moment to consider that we are a 1,400-year-old religion, and that within Islam you had the birth of hospitals and medicine. The first university in the world was founded by a Muslim woman. Our country here in the United States has yet to elect a woman president. The largest Muslim country in the world. Does anyone know where the largest Muslim country in the world is? Indonesia has already had 2 female prime ministers. So associating Islam with regression, particularly the oppression of women and holding women back, where some of the greatest female scholarship has been produced from the Muslim world over the last 1,400 years, I think is very dishonest and disingenuous. So I think Islam being associated with regression, and particularly within that regression, the oppression of women. We'll talk about the other stuff later.
Sure, that's great. Thank you. Thank you.
I'd probably say one of the common misconceptions would be that Christians are judgmental, that we seek only to convert or change anyone we meet. I have conversations all the time, especially with those who don't belong to a faith community, that they're afraid to show up at a church because they assume that we'll kind of get our claws in them and want to make sure that they change who they are in order to be the kind of person God wants them to be. And I think it's so much bigger than that. It's more invitational than it is judgmental. It's a commonly misheld misconception, I think, of the faith. It may not be a misconception of the people.
That's fair. That's fair.
Fair.
That's fair.
لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله